Okay. Hi guys. So recently Windows 11 just got announced, and they have this app where you can check to see if it can run Windows 11, and it is literally just called PC Health Check, and you can get it at their website, and it'll basically just tell you if your computer can run Windows 11 or not. And well, we check if we press check now, it does say it can, but I had to do a whole bunch of stuff to get it there first. Now, if you built your PC like me, or you built it yourself, a lot of times what will happen, or no, this will happen, is if you go into Windows Defender and you go to device security, instead of all this stuff being here, it will say your device does not meet requirements for standard hardware security. Mine does, because I did all this stuff I'm about to show you. But when you build your own computer, a lot of times in the BIOS it won't have any of this stuff done for you, so you won't have standard hardware security, because that's stuff that you need isn't on, and therefore it will say it can't run Windows 11, even though it actually can. It's just you don't have certain things set up for hardware security, and on their website that is a minimum requirement to have hardware security, so they don't like it that you don't have it. So here's a trick to get all that stuff working. If it says it can't, you go power, and then I need two hands for this, so I'm going to set down the camera, but you click shift. So you click shift, and then while you're holding shift, you don't let go. So like this, and then you click restart and continue holding shift. And this happens. I think you guys can figure out I like the color red. And then this pops up. You can let go of shift now, and you're going to get these three options: continue, troubleshoot, or turn off. You want to go to troubleshoot, advanced options, and then here, UEFI firmware settings. And then it's going to tell you to restart. And it'll take you to your BIOS or UEFI, depends what you want to call it. So the first thing you have to do to get standard hardware security is to have virtualization on. So we're going to go here, and then under advanced frequency settings, double click, for me at least, and then you go down to advanced CPU settings. This is different for everyone, but this is the way it is now for me, and they worded it different. It's SVM mode, which is I don't know what the S is, but virtualization something mode, you know what I mean? And I have it enabled, but before it was disabled. And you enable it, and it will look like this. There you go, disable or enable. You want to hit enabled, and then also another thing you have to do is you got to go over to here, BIOS, and you need to turn off SMP support off. It comes enabled, and you want it off. So you click disabled, and you go, and then after it's gonna spit a bunch of stuff at you, like saying you got to restart in order to make sure it works. You just save and exit, and then you restart and come back to this. So you basically follow the steps I showed you. You hold shift, restart, and then you'll get back here. After you do that, you're going to come back here, and it's going to say disabled, and then this is going to show up, which is secure boot. This is the second thing you need to have standard hardware security. And then it's going to say disabled. You want to click enabled. Again, I know it says enabled for me right now because I already did this stuff. And it's going to say not active or inactive, something like that. I can't remember. but that's going to change as soon as you reboot after this. So then it's going to be, you're going to click and it's going to say standard or custom. I don't think it really matters, but I did custom anyway. And you don't have to worry about any of this stuff. That stuff's all good. And it's gonna, remember, it's going to say inactive or not active. It's fine. As soon as you restart, it's going to become active. And then I think the third thing you need is, hold on, let me make sure. I think that's all you need actually. Yeah, so after you get those two things actually, you should have standard hardware security after this. So then you're going to go to save and exit, and then you're going to go and save and exit setup. But what I like to do to make sure everything is okay, like let's say I did something wrong and the computer doesn't want to work anymore, I have profiles. So you got profiles for this date, and then the time I did that, and then all these other ones are empty in case I want to go back. Let's say I accidentally screwed something up, I can go back and everything's not broken anymore. So just always make save mark, like, you know, like checkpoints, I mean, I guess. Like every time you make a change in here, make sure you save a profile so you can go back in case you messed up. And then so what we're going to do is we're going to save and exit. Remember, I already did this stuff, so I don't have to save another profile because I already did it. So then you're going to save and reset. And then we're going to check to make sure everything works. So we'll go back here. And check now. And it can. Now, I like went through and I changed, like I clicked on everything you're supposed to and I clicked enabled like you're supposed to, even though everything was already enabled. But I went through and redid all the steps just to prove that it does work. So if you can't find these, if your computer's different and you can't find the settings I did, trust me, they're in there somewhere. I know it's really frustrating. Just head on over to the internet and just research, try wording things different. YouTube is a great resource. Even just try searching your motherboard brand and the BIOS version. A lot of times that helps. For me, I have a Gigabyte version F5, I think is what it is. That's what I searched, and I came up with the steps to do this, and I wanted to make it, and then I thought this is really helpful, I should make a video about it. So that's what I did, and it proved, other than actually saying we can, let's go to the Windows security, and we go to device security, and it says that we do have core isolation security processor and secure boot on. With core isolation and security processor, that came from us turning on virtualization, and then the secure boot is us actually turning on secure boot. And now it says that our device meets the requirements for standard hardware security. Again, we always had that, but the settings were turned off, so it said we didn't. So we went in there basically and just turned those settings on in the BIOS. And now, as you can see, we have all three of those settings enabled now. And now we actually have standard hardware security, and now we can run Windows 11 or any other Windows build that you want. Well, I'm sure you could have anyway, but especially with Windows 11, it actually says that it is a minimum requirement. If we go here and search Windows 11 And if we go to their website, once I find it, and we scroll all the way down to minimum requirements. That would be Trust Your Platform Module TPM. That's basically what it is. So as long as your computer has these minimum requirements, you should be able to run Windows 11 also with 4 gigabytes of memory, 1 gigahertz or faster processor, enough storage. You know, see here it says UEFI with secure boot capable. We do have that, so we're good to go there. You need a graphics card with at least this stuff on it. And then you need a display at least 9 inches or more with a 720p and an internet connection. So if you have all that stuff, you should be good to go. I hope this is helpful. Thanks for watching.